This year, Dragonfly 3D World receives one of the most comprehensive updates in our history. Join us as we take you through a selection of some of the key highlights. Just some of the new features in this powerful new release are Surface Determination, Segment Anything Model, CellPose SAM, new classification models, a host of next-generation visualization features, and finally, several foundational improvements with GPU acceleration, particularly for filters and migration to PyTorch. First up, surface determination. Surface determination is a way to define the interface between background and material in typical objects for industrial inspection. In this image, you'll see on the left the volumetric visualization and on the right, the surface determination output. Surface determination gives you a much clearer boundary, highlighting small features such as the lettering here on this part indentation. More than smoother visuals, this new tool unlocks precise subvoxel measurements. How does this tool work? First, users can set parameters for the search distance, where the yellow lines indicate the area of search locally for a local refined gradient optimization. The end result is the white line that you see right here, and ultimately a high-quality mesh. This example animation on an automotive bracket dataset shows the before and after of this process, including the volumetric mesh that gives you precise location information, which then can be used for measurements, further analysis, or even export. The mesh that is generated is highly detailed, smooth, and optimized for precise measurements up to 1/10 of a voxel, depending on the data that you're working with. So, surface determination provides you with an impressive mesh output. Ultimately, these improved meshes will provide you with the most precise measurements for analysis, such as the nominal actual deviation analysis shown here. This can also be used for local measurements using annotations such as the ruler. Rulers may be a staple in 3D World, but now we have introduced snapping rulers, which allow you to snap to points to measure exactly into these subvoxels mesh surfaces. This example shows how they work on a typical dataset of a casted part. By selecting the snap mode option, the mouse clicks allow you to, when you are close to the surface, immediately snap onto that surface for your measurement, with fully adjustable sensitivity to your preferences. The next major feature is the implementation of the Segment Anything model from Meta. This is the first commercial software package, including this model for commercial image analysis outside of Meta. This powerful model is primarily used for annotating 2D images, saving you a significant amount of time in preparing segmentation for inputs to train further deep learning models. The example on screen shows exactly this use case, where the Segment Anything model, within the segmentation wizard, is used to annotate specific features in the image, such as the mitochondria cells in this dataset. There are a variety of ways to use this new model, but at its core, it allows you to simply click and segment. You can also use different regions that would also segment the mitochondria or the region for you. Going further into segmentation, and especially for cell applications, we have also included the CellPose SAM in 3D World 2025.1 release. CellPose SAM provides highly accurate and automated general-purpose segmentation of cells and other similarly shaped objects such as powders and aggregates. You can run it on a 2D slice without the need for any manual prompt. And you can also apply it to the whole model, in which case the entire output or input dataset, will be segmented. Next, we come to the classification model. This is a brand new type of model that allows you to classify your objects into several classes, depending on their characteristics, using something called the efficient net architecture. This is also the first of this type of implementation in a commercial software package for image analysis. The idea is that first, An instance labeler is applied to already segmented data, as in the example shown here with microbumps. As a user, you then train the model which instances should be classified in which category. In this case, I have bumps with and without void. Once the model is trained, the output result then takes on brand new datasets and classifies these as voids and no voids, orange and yellow in this case, allowing you to classify several datasets of a similar type quickly and efficiently. Finally, we have several next-gen visualization features, unlocking powerful new methods to present your results. The first example I have here is the effect splitter, which allows you to display side-by-side visual effects in a single window for easy comparison. In this example, we have a design file on the right and the actual file on the left with an analysis overlaid on it. The splitter stays constant while the part is rotating, but can also be shifted easily left or right to highlight more or less of one effect. Another example is grid projection. This is a laser grid that is projected onto a dataset, providing a visual reference for dimensions on a volumetric image. The spacing of the grid is fully customizable, and the grid stays fixed even when moving the part to help you more easily understand the dimensions of your 3D part. The new picture-in-picture mode is another highlight. This mode gives further context to slice images and 3D data, providing a 3D insert implemented into the 2D view. As you can see in the below example, this picture-in-picture mode shows me exactly where the 2D slide is located within the larger 3D dataset. An incredibly useful tool for presenting data and animations, or simply better understanding the correlation between your 2D and 3D data. Lastly, we have Volume Sculptor. Volume Sculptor is a tool to clean up your 3D representations, either freehand or with additional tools to outline areas that you would like to remove from the image. This doesn't change the data itself, only removes it from three-dimensional visualization. So, it's an easy way to remove unwanted features and clean up your 3D image for a presentation. There's even an option to extract the final view into a different volume. Now we come to the foundational highlights. This includes upgraded functionality such as GPU acceleration. With this latest release, several important computations of the software are now performed using the graphics processor of the computer, or GPU. This frees up space on the CPU, and depending on the GPU you have equipped, it can perform many functions lightning fast, up to 100 times faster in the case of some filters. The same GPU acceleration also feeds into an amazing new 3D non-local means filter that has now been implemented, enabling denoising to perform in just a few seconds. Another fundamental change we have made to the software is a change in our deep learning engine. To ensure that Dragonfly continues to offer state-of-the-art implementations for transformative image processing, this software release marks the migration to PyTorch from TensorFlow for deep learning applications. PyTorch's community and research focus, widespread adoption, frequent updates, and seamless integration within Python-based workflows make it an attractive choice. It also offers improved GPU memory allocation and management. Of course, such a huge change does mean that there may be some models that are no longer compatible with the new release. We encourage you to experiment and test before making any permanent changes to your data. So, what are the key takeaways from this release? From incredible visualization to sub-voxel precision and one-click segmentation, Dragonfly 3D World 2025 is packed with powerful upgrades to boost your productivity, precision, and performance. With our foundational improvements, Dragonfly 3D World is more efficient than ever before. And we've made several tweaks to improve the user experience and help make our software more intuitive and effective. Want to give it a try? Make sure to download a 30-day free trial or explore your eligibility for an upgrade today. We would like to thank our partners for their continued support. And we would like to thank our growing community. Enjoy the new release?